I'm a huge guy that says it's never just a carb clean. But with these old XRs, the XR80, the XR100, the air-cooled Hondas, they are indestructible. And if they're not running right, like in this scenario, this bike doesn't run without the choke being all the way on. So to me, that's a bad pilot. So we're gonna tear the carb off and take a look. So we haven't had this bike very long, and actually I haven't even rode it. And I don't really plan on riding this bike. It's more of a bike that I think will be good to teach people how to ride. They're just good bikes, and it's good to have something like this in my arsenal of bikes, if that's what you want to call it. But I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more of like what's going on and why I think it's a pilot. I'm gonna fire this bike up so you guys can have a look. So when it comes to these old Hondas, they're super simple. Nothing ever really goes wrong with them. I've seen, I can't say ever, because I've seen some that are just been abused and never taken care of and they blow up. Well, we're gonna turn the fuel on, we'll put the choke all the way up, and then I'm gonna kick it over, and these things, they usually bark right up. Now, if you've ever owned any of these air-cooled Hondas, let me tell you, they're not cold-blooded. These old air-cooled Hondas, they like to warm up. You need to let them warm up. But it's not too cold out today, and we should be able to get it running really good, or it normally would, because every kid wants to ride their bike as soon as they start it. But anyway, there's not much to kick, right? See, it's still, the choke's all the way on. And it's running, and it sounds good. There's nothing wrong with the motor. Everything sounds really, really good. But if we take the choke off, it will not run. So there's the choke's all the way off, and I can't keep it running. So that means to me that the pilot's probably plugged. And this bike's sat, maybe it's sat with fuel, but we're gonna get it inside and get the carb tore off so we can have a better look. So when it comes to these little 4-strokes, like these little key-in carbs are great carbs, and they are simple. All carbs are basically the same, guys. The 4-strokes are gonna have not an air screw, a fuel screw, where 2-strokes have an air screw. There's gonna be some way to adjust the idle circuit to, allow the pilot to get more. And then there's also gonna be a main jet that works at full throttle and a pilot jet setup that works at low throttle, idle, basically up to 1/8. But we're gonna get this carb completely off the bike so we can get a good look at it. Now, some guys are like, oh, maybe the float's out. The float could be out a little bit, but I highly doubt that because the bike runs pretty good. The float could be sticking because it has been sitting, and I don't know what the inside of this carb looks like, but let's face it, these little Honda 4-strokes, they don't die. I don't know if this carb's ever been apart. Just gonna leak some fuel here for a second, and that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Holy. I don't think this carb's ever been off the bike. We'll get the slide out of there. Perfect. Don't worry about the fuel, we can clean that up. But now that we've got the carb off, let's get it over to the bench. So now that the carb's off the bike, we're gonna show you basics, what's going on here, so we can have a better understanding for you guys at home. So this screw here, this screw has nothing to do with setting up your carb, okay? The screw on the bottom. What that screw does is if you unscrew that, it allows your carb to drain the fuel that hides all down in here in the bowl, will drain out the vent line on the bottom. It basically unscrews and allows it to drain. So what you need to do is shut your gas off at your petcock, then you can unscrew that and drain your carb before you take it out, and it'll stop you from spilling your fuel all over the place. I didn't bother, I knew it was gonna spill some fuel. That's fine. The next thing on this carb, what I want you to notice is with the choke off, okay? The choke is off. And for some guys probably don't know this, but you can see all the way through the carb. And then the choke has multiple settings on this carb. So there's like a half choke, and then it closes the butterfly halfway. You can still kind of see through, right? And then we can go to full choke, and it fully restricts the air. So your bike's getting lots of fuel and no air, okay? Because the air filter's over here, and then this is your engine. So it's getting lots of fuel and no air. With the choke off, it's a normal running operation. Air's coming through, and then you're getting lots of fuel. So super rich environment, like more lean or normal environment, okay? So super rich, meaning we're giving lots of fuel to the bike. Lean, meaning we're giving less fuel and more air, right? Which is fine. That's how it's supposed to work. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the bowl off so we can take a look at all the jets, and I'm betting that we've got a bad pilot. Kian, Japanese company. They use a Japanese industrial standard, a JIS screwdriver. These suckers are cheap. You can buy a 2-pack, you can buy a 10-pack. I don't care what kind of pack you buy. If you plan on working on a lot of dirt bikes and you don't want to strip all your, Phillips looking screws, but they're not Phillips, they're JIS. Let me show you how you identify a JIS actually. Let's talk about that real quick. So I'm trying to show this, guys, so you guys can see that. See how that looks like a Phillips, right? It looks like a star, but you see that little dot right there? That little itty bitty dot on the one side? That dot indicates that this is a Japanese industrial standard, a JIS screw, okay? A normal Phillips doesn't have that dot. And for good reference, Japanese dirt bikes are gonna have Japanese screws, JIS. But anyway, that's an indicator to tell you that this is a Japanese industrial standard, and don't take your dad's Phillips and strip this screw. That's why all carburetors, 90% of the time, will have stripped screws. Look at this one. Somebody's been in here. I thought the carb had never been off. Somebody's been in here. And it could have been even a guy at Honda who didn't have the proper screwdriver, like at a Honda dealer, just had his snap on. And that screw is pretty stripped in the head. But that has a little dot right there saying, hey, this is a JIS, pay attention. Anyway, let's get this off. All right, you don't need to take this out yet anyway. This is your fuel screw, so you can adjust that to get more fuel into the bike. We can take the cap off. Let's take it off real quick. It's a 17 usually. All right, right underneath there's our main. We can't get at the pilot through here. That's okay. We'll pull off that. The bowl's not bad, a little dirty. Okay, the gasket's down here, not up down there, that's okay. Now we might end up taking the whole bit of the carb out, but I don't think we need to. The pilot is the long, skinny one. The main is the big square, like hexagon one up top. But we're gonna pull the pilot because that's what I believe is the problem. It's a little bit loose, I'm not too worried about that. Let's get it out of here. And I wanna see if I can see light through it, to be honest. No, see, I'm gonna try and show you guys against the light. It's gonna be hard to film it. So I've got my camera just shooting directly at the wall, just so I can show you the pilot jet. What I thought was plugged is plugged. Let's see if we can see. We're not gonna be able to see light through it because no matter what I do, I can't see light through it. And I'm gonna get you another 40 so we can show you guys what you should see. Here's our new Kian. I'm gonna try and show you guys more details on it here so you can see this is an actual Kian. And when we go to see light through it, we can see light through it. You see that, guys? The other one definitely couldn't see that through it. I couldn't anyway, maybe you guys could. But now we're seeing light through it, no problem. So I don't know if I can get this on camera. Let me try and get my grubby finger to make it darker. But if you look at the jet, there's like a special symbol and then it says 40. And I don't know if that's showing up or not. I'll try and get a comparison, but this is an actual Kian jet. And this is gonna be this bike's whole problem. So we're gonna get it back in the carb, get the carb back together and get it back on the bike. All in all, the carburetor looks really good. Like it looks really clean. There's a little bit of dinginess because it's probably been sitting with fuel. I'm just gonna rinse that out and wipe it out with a paper towel really good. just to make sure. But down in here, I don't see anything sitting, but definitely probably sat over the winter with some fuel in the bowl, and they're probably just old gas. The fuel was shut off, so there wasn't enough fuel to cause any problems, other than plugging this pilot jet, is what I think. We'll pop the main right now, take a look. It's a 98 main, so I don't know if I have a 98 main. I probably have a 100. But we'll pop it off and see if the main is plugged as well. So the main is actually hooked to a long tube. I'm gonna pull the whole tube so you guys can see. This tube is really important as well. I can't remember the actual name of the tube, but the tube, I'll show you. Right, the tube is full of little holes. And if this is plugged, or any of those little holes are plugged, well, that's gonna cause problems too. So we'll take a look at the tube. You know, the main is really small. I can see light through it. Since we have it apart, I have a carburetor cleaning like floss thing that I'm gonna shove through and clean it just to make sure. But, you know, all in all, this bike I think is gonna go back together and run perfect. So this is my little floss kit. There's about 40 different sizes, but it's kind of like a tip cleaning kit. Like if you had a torch tip cleaning kit. Now this one fits pretty good. Just gonna run it back and forth. You know, it goes through no problem. Seems to be like not snagging up. Just making sure. And then one thing, I like to blow them out with like some compressed air just to make sure there's no filings. You don't want to shove filings through your carb. But yeah, that looks really good now. So we'll end up putting it back. Now the tube, perfectly clean. It's also about 1/4 inch or an 1/8 inch deep, wide thing. So if it's plugged, you'll notice it right away. We'll drop it in, thread it down. It's a 7 mil. Give it a little snug. Now we don't need to crank it. It's just brass on aluminum. We'll take ours. So I'll blow that out real quick. Just some brake clean here or something. My garbage can, just to make sure. Good. Thread this back on. It's a 6 mil. Just give it a little tweak. Now our carb's back together. Get the bowl back on it after I wipe this out. Spray it out with a little brake clean, just because that's what I got handy on my bench. And then we'll get it back on the bike and see if it makes a difference. Now taking carbs out, that's one thing. Putting them back in, well, that's another. So the slide on this one goes like that. You have to look and pay attention to the little dimples. There's a little dimple on the carburetor on the, get in there. What are you doing? Right there, you bugger. Right like that. Like I was saying, there's a little nipple on the inside of the carb, and there's a slide on the carburetor slide that needs to line up. Good. Now we'll just kind of wedge this out of the way. We'll get these back where they need to be. Mind the O-rings, guys. We don't want to wreck your O-ring and not be able to go riding because you ripped your O-ring. Because that's all that seals these. One thing I just want to note, guys, so we got an intake boot, right? A plastic rubber intake boot. We need to make sure while you're doing this or you're inspecting your bike, sure there's no cracks, because you don't want air getting into your cylinder. Another thing I want to talk about is it's just a stud in like a plastic. So don't go reefing on this thing like it's, you know, like it's a stud, you know, like on a transport truck tire. You just need to snug them up. Okay, we're just making that O-ring crush and seal. We just want to stop spinning. There it is, a little tweak. The carb's moving, you see that? I don't need to push any harder than that. We'll go ahead and tighten this screw up, and then we'll fire up the bike. Now let's see if this bike fires up. We'll put the choke on just because we know it runs with the choke on. And we'll see. We're just gonna let it warm up for a second, guys, so I can shut the choke off. And like I was saying, these Hondas, they're pretty warm-blooded. They don't like being cold. There's the choke off. See, it's a little bit, it needs probably a little bit of adjustment. Plus it's cold, but we'll see. Definitely a warm-blooded bike. After we took it down the road here for a second, you can hear it, it's just idling perfect. This seems to be working great. So I know a lot of the viewers of the channel probably know a lot of this stuff already, but the pilot circuit, the easiest way to explain it is a pilot circuit on a carburetor runs the low up to about an 8th throttle. That's the general rule. Some maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit yes, but let's say an 8th. So from idle to an 8th. So if it's plugged solid, right, or really plugged up, you're not getting enough fuel at idle. So that's why when I was explaining about the carburetor, we had to put the choke on to make the bike run rich, to have just running off fuel, the fuel that was available. And as soon as you shut the choke off, the bike couldn't run because you're getting too much air, and that rush of air is not, there's not enough fuel there. Basically, like, there's no fuel, it's just air blows out your fire. That's the easiest way for me to explain it. Anyway, hopefully this video helps somebody out there. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know if the videos like this are helping you guys, or what you want to see. It's always good. Give me an idea. I don't know, sometimes maybe I'm not covering the simple stuff because when really it should be covered. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.